Hey guys, my name is Rodolphe Pierre-Louis from RodyPolice.com, and today we'll be talking about the new Rokinon 50mm T1.5 Cine lens. Now, if you follow us on Facebook, you know that I'm a pretty big fan of Rokinon lenses. I got a couple of them last year and I've really loved them. So as soon as the new one came out, I just had to get it. So I pretty much bought it right on the spot as soon as it was available. So now we're going to talk about it. So unlike me, you can actually make an informed decision over whether or not this is the lens for you instead of just getting it because you're a Rokinon fanboy. So the big question is, how sharp is this lens? Because it does have some great features, but in the end, if it's not sharp, then really what's the point? So I really wanted to test out the sharpness of this, and I figured the best way to do that would be to actually compare the Rokinon lens against the more respected lens. So I ended up choosing the Canon 50mm f1.2 L series lens, which is a $1,500 lens, which is about $1,000 more than the Rokinon. So the L series lenses, they are very good quality, they are very sharp. So I pretty much wanted to see how this little $550 Rokinon would actually compare to an L series lens. So I ran some tests and now you get to see the results. So this shot was taken with my Canon T2i. It is a very high-res image because I wanted to get as much resolution in there as possible so I could properly differentiate between the lenses. So we'll be zooming in on the transformer right here because that's what I was focusing on. And yeah, we'll be taking some different shots, at different f-stops, and we'll see how it looks. In this first shot, both of the lenses are wide open, so the Canon is at f1.2 and the Rokinon is at T1.5. And I have to say that the results right here are a lot closer than I was expecting because, call me crazy or blind, but it does look like the Rokinon at T1.5 is sharper than the Canon when it's wide open. I know this is on YouTube, so if you'd like to get a closer look at the comparisons without the YouTube compression, go ahead and go on our blog post. The link is in the description and you'll be able to download some high quality screen grabs of this so you can better judge yourself. But as I said, looking at it right now, it does seem like the Rokinon wins the wide open battle. So now in these shots, we close down the apertures a little bit. We have the Canon at f5.6 and we have the Rokinon at t5.6. Now I know that f-stops and t-stops aren't exactly the same, but considering that the Canon does have a pretty high transmission rate, I figured it'd be close enough to test out the sharpness of these lenses. So looking at these examples right here, you can see that both lenses sharpened up a lot. And the results are very close, like it's almost identical. Although kind of looking at the Rokinon, like look around the cables and such, you can see that it is a little bit sharper than the Canon, which is pretty crazy because I was not expecting the Rokinon to put up that good of a fight against the Canon. And for $1,000 less, this is some very good results. So now the aperture is all the way closed on both lenses. The Canon only goes up to f16, so that's its example, and the Rokinon goes all the way to t22. So both lenses are closed down all the way right now, and as expected, both lenses kind of softened up a bit. It's really hard to tell which one of them really win this round. Looking at some areas, it does seem like maybe the Rokinon would win, and then looking at some other areas, it would seem maybe the Canon would win. So I guess do check it out and make up your own decision, but also keep in mind that the Canon does only go up to f16, whereas the Rokinon does go all the way to t22, which is a plus. As a sort of bonus, I wanted to see what the Rokinon would look like at t16, so I opened it up a little bit, and as expected, it is a lot sharper than the Canon at f16, but that's just because the Rokinon is not all the way closed at the t16. This test doesn't really count for much, but I just wanted to do it. I also wanted to test out the bokeh of both lenses, and while both lenses do have 8 blades, you can see that the Canon does have a better look than the Rokinon. It is a lot more circular, which does look nicer, so the Canon wins this round. And lastly, I wanted to do a lens breathing test. And this is the Canon right here, and as you can see, it has very little lens breathing. It is performing very well. And then we have the Rokinon, and the results look almost identical. It is very close. Although after looking at it a few times, I would say the Canon does have a slight edge in the lens breathing category, but overall, like it's basically the same thing. The Rokinon is doing very well. So based on these tests, I think it's safe to say that the Rokinon is an amazing lens for the money. Like, I wasn't really expecting it to do that well against the Canon, but some of the sharpness tests, I mean, it looked the same. Some were even a bit better-ish, so I'm definitely glad I bought it, and yes, I would highly recommend it if you're a filmmaker. So this is it for this review. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can go ahead and go on our website and download some high quality stills of the sharpness tests if you want to take a closer look at the comparisons. The link is in the description. And while you're on our website, also check out our stock footage packages for all your filmmaking and VFX needs. Thank you.